Hi, this is Miriam from Granny Keto, and I thought the timing was right to do a video on things to take while you're traveling. I'm going to Italy tomorrow. I'm not going to be taking this stuff because it's an overnight flight. I'll have dinner before I leave and I'll eat when I get there. But it did get me to thinking about it. There's an awful lot of posts on Facebook pages that say, "What do I take when I'm traveling?" Well, if you're in the car, not such a big deal. I mean, you can make some hard-boiled eggs, you can bring cheese, you stop on the road. There were suggestions where to stop on the road. But the thing is when you're doing long-distance traveling or if you're hiking, the things I'm going to show you are actually good to throw in a backpack. It does come up, what should I bring? So I made a little jaunt to Whole Foods this afternoon in preparation, and nothing will go to waste because everything stays and it'll be just as good when I get home. But I wanted to start with, of course, macadamia nuts. These are a very good fat nut. It's only 4 carbohydrates per 1/4 cup. But keep in mind that there is also some protein, only 2 grams, and fat, 21 grams. That's why this is such a good choice. Very easy to eat. I just put a little bit in a dish. I measure out 1/4 cup and I'm fine. Or you can buy those little snack baggies and put a serving in, and just you have to make a commitment to have one little baggie at a time or 1/4 cup at a time. So that's one thing. Then you may have heard of moon cheese. They have this at Starbucks, but I also found it in Whole Foods. They have cheddar. I got the cheddar. The cheddar cheese crackers, and Trader Joe's has a really good cheese cracker that I should have stopped and gotten one to show you. But I find the cheddar cheese and the Parmesan cheese things a little bit too salty for me. So I thought I would try the Gouda. This is 0 carbohydrate, 5 fat, and 5 protein. However, 2 ounces. 4.5 servings. So I dare say if you eat the whole thing, it's probably not going to be 0 carbohydrates. However, oh my goodness, there's only Gouda cheese in here. If you track and you put this into a tracker and it doesn't come up, moon cheese is pretty common now, but if it doesn't, just put in Gouda cheese and whatever 2 ounces of Gouda cheese would be. Still might be 0 carbs. I don't know. I didn't figure that out for you. So that's moon cheese. Then this was my find when my husband was in the hospital and I was sitting by his bedside for hours and hours and hours, punctuated by going to the cafeteria. I found these. These are epic. Hickory smoked uncured bacon and pork. So it's like bacon jerky. Okay, carbohydrates, 0. Fat, 9 grams. Protein, 8 grams. 2.5 servings per bag. And I would say this probably will stay at 0 because it's just pork. All right. There's sea salt, vinegar, celery powder. That's the curing that they use, and pork. So this may actually stay at 0. The only reason I said this may not stay at 0 is because there are carbs in dairy, but not in meat. So, okay, delicious. All right, now since we're talking about Epic, they have Epic bars. They look like this. Okay, now they all of them have some of them have high carb counts. You've got to be very, very careful. I noticed this chicken sriracha, or however you say it. I don't know how spicy that's going to be. I grabbed it because it had the lowest carbs. It's 1 gram of carb for the whole bar, 1 gram of carb, 4 grams of fat, and 15 grams of protein. Okay, but these are a good grab. But before you grab the other ones, just read the carb count because some of them have fruit in it and not necessarily outright sugar, but there are carbs in it. But this is a good thing, and with the protein, it's not It's not filling in that, oh, your belly won't be full, but it's filling because it has protein and fat. So that is an Epic bar. Now, this is what I do like. I get these at Trader Joe's. They are not very expensive at Trader Joe's, and I probably will throw these in my bag actually. And these are called Chomps. They're grass-fed beef sticks. I do, the printing is really tiny, but I looked at this before coming. So it is 0 carbohydrates, 9 protein, and 9 fat. Okay, so this is a good thing to throw in. And you can see everything I've shown you so far, this all goes in a knapsack. If you're hikers, this is what you want to grab. Then, Epic again, pork rinds. They have pork rinds. I have to be pretty desperate to eat pork rinds. I can't stand the smell when I open the bag, but you know, when you get the, I like the barbecue. So this is barbecue seasoning. They have black pepper and salt, and it's like, oh, I threw those out only because they were so peppery I couldn't eat them. But I like this. And I have to tell you something about pork rinds. A lot of people, and I haven't tried this yet, but this might be one of my recipes coming up. A lot of people crush these up and they make chicken tenders with them. And apparently it makes a wonderful coating. And I would bet you the one with the barbecue seasoning would be really good. So what's the story on this? This is 1 carbohydrate, 5 grams of fat, 8 grams of protein, but 5 servings. So you don't want to eat the whole thing. That's 40 grams of protein just in this. But if you're hiking and this is in your backpack, it might be a good thing to get. Goodness gracious, my husband knows I'm doing this. Is he going to answer the phone? Oh, I guess he did. Okay. So, pork rinds. The sea salt, I think, well, I don't know how you can get less carbohydrates than 1. Because there's no sugar in this. All right, well, this is delicious, and it's 1 carb per serving. All right, so I told you that I thought the Parma crisps were too, I find them salty. But I wanted to get these because I wanted to show them to you. These are from Whole Foods, okay? So it used to be you could only find these, you know, something like this at Trader Joe's, but now other stores are starting to carry them. And ingredients, aged Parmesan cheese. That's it. This one has sesame seeds. This one is made with jalapeno. I think I'm going to give this to my son-in-law. So maybe I will throw it in my bag. He'll have a snack in Italy. So what the story on this? 0 carbs, even the one with sesame seeds. So 0 carbs, 7 grams of fat, 9 grams of protein, container 3. So just be aware of these things if you're counting. I mean, if you're really a heavy duty athlete, then, you know, you can afford a little bit more protein. And I'm going to do another video on protein, but right now I'm just going to address it this way. You probably don't want to have 27 grams of protein just in a snack. So I have these two. And, oh, last but not least, Baby Bell. Okay, you've seen these. They have them in different cheese. I got Gouda. All right. I threw out the original packaging, so I don't have it, but it's an ounce. And usually an ounce of cheese at most maybe is going to be 1 carbohydrate. So, but you'll want to look it up if you're counting. But if you're doing this lazy keto, I had done a video on this. I said you still want to count your carbs. But if you're sort of doing things in your head, you count this as 1. And so this is an option to string cheese. String cheese can get soft if it's not in the refrigerator. This can soften, but at least it's encapsulated by this plastic coating. So, actually, I don't know if it's coating. You know, the cheddar cheese one, the Baby Bell cheddar cheese that are the red ones, and you have to peel away. All right, so I'm not going to use up video time to do this. I thought I could just peel it. Usually there's a little string and you pull it. I was going to see if it's plastic. There's no reason to think that this isn't plastic because the red ones, the regular Baby Bell cheese, are in plastic. But this is a nice alternative to string cheese. So these are just a couple of snacks. Again, the Chomps meat stick, all right? Epic bars, but be careful which ones you buy because some of them do have carbs. Moon cheese, which you can even pick up. It's the first time I saw it actually was in Starbucks. I was quite surprised to see it at Whole Foods. This bacon jerky, which is wonderful. Oh, and speaking about bacon and Whole Foods, if you go to their meat counter, they actually have cooked bacon in a wrap like this, and so you can just throw a couple of. It's very expensive for what it is. You could just throw a couple into your bag, but if you have a couple of hard-boiled eggs in the bacon, you're fine. And then these Parma crisps, okay? Epic pork rinds. I'm going to try my recipe that I'm going to make when I get back from Italy. I will make these with chicken tenders. I'll tell you how they are, okay? And macadamia nuts. Any nut. You can get any nut, but the only thing I would say is to try to make sure that you portion it out, because you will be very sorry if you eat all 8 ounces. So anyway, you can see if you're hiking, you're traveling, you're going to be in a car for a few hours. But just to add to this very briefly, because this is already running a little bit long, if you're taking a cooler, it's like sort of, you don't even have to ask anybody. You make your hard-boiled egg, you take meats, uh, salamis are good, you have your array of cheese, and if you are eating carbohydrates, you take pickles, you take cucumbers, even a small bag, well, I was going to say a small bag of cherry tomatoes, but those add up with carbs. So there's really no reason to fear traveling, and that you're going to be away. And these snacks, all of them that I showed you, are all loaded with protein and fat. So it's not like you're just eating an empty carb snack. They'll all be good. So anyway, arrivederci. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. All right, bye-bye.